Functional Physio presents ePoster 2020. Associated by Mind Academy and Sportson.
Presenter Pooja Bansal. On title: Physiotherapy in treatment of conditions related to elbow joint.
Hello everyone, my name is Pooja Bansal. I am student of BPT second year. This is my e-poster. I am going to present on topic physiotherapy in treatment of conditions related to elbow joint. I will talk about three conditions. First is tennis elbow, also known as lateral epicondylitis. Second is golfer's elbow, also known as medial epicondylitis. Third and last one, student's elbow, also known as olecranon bursitis or elbow bursitis. There are many other names also for this condition depending upon the cause. In this presentation, I will tell you what exactly these conditions are, what is the anatomy behind it, what are the causes, signs and symptoms, treatment given to treat these conditions, and most importantly, what is the role of physical therapy or physiotherapy in treating these conditions. All my data for this e-poster and presentation is taken from these sources: Electrotherapy by Jagmohan, Human Anatomy by B.D. Chaurasia, and lastly from healthline.com. Now I will start my presentation. The first condition is the tennis elbow, which is also known as lateral epicondylitis. It is the inflammation of tendons that join the forearm muscles on outside of our elbow. They are damaged from overuse. Repeating the same motion again and again will lead to the pain and tenderness on lateral side of our forearm. Anatomy behind tennis elbow. Lateral epicondyle. Lateral epicondyle is the bony bump present on the humerus. Humerus is the bone of our arm. It has two bony bumps, one on outside, one on inside. Outside one is known as lateral epicondyle. Inside one is known as medial epicondyle. The lateral epicondyle is what is affected in tennis elbow. It is also known as common extensor origin because most of the muscles which are responsible for extending our wrist and fingers originates from here. Examples are extensor carpi radialis longus, extensor carpi radialis brevis, extensor digitorum communis, extensor digiti minimi, extensor carpi ulnaris, etc. So these all muscles are connected to lateral epicondyle with the help of common extensor tendon. Most commonly affected muscle is the extensor carpi radialis brevis. Now, what are the causes? As the name suggests, first and most important cause is playing tennis. The function of the extensor carpi radialis brevis muscle is to stabilize the wrist when our elbow is straight, as in case of tennis playing. It can also occur in painters, plumbers, and carpenters. Age is also one of the cause, although it can occur in all the ages, but most commonly affected age is 30 to 45 years. Third is the idiopathic cause. What are the symptoms? Symptoms are the pain or the burning sensation on the outer part of our elbow. In most cases, the pain begins as mild and slowly it worsens over weeks and months. The tendon with inflammation and tiny tears occurs in this condition. Now treatment. First most treatment line is giving the NSAIDs or steroidal injections. We can also give physical therapy. Physical therapy treatment is given in two ways. First is using the modalities. Second is prescribing the exercises. Modalities which are used in the treatment are as follows. First one is cryotherapy. Cryotherapy is given with the help of ice towel for 20 minutes every 3 to 4 hours for 2 to 3 days. Second is laser. Laser is given with energy density 1 joule per centimeter square. Third and last is the ultrasound, which is given in continuous mode for 5 to 8 minutes with intensity of 1 watt per centimeter square. Then exercises which are prescribed. Exercises are wrist range of motion, wrist stretch, pronation and supination of the forearm, wrist extension exercises, wrist flexion exercises, elbow range of motion, wrist radial deviation strengthening, forearm pronation and supination strengthening, and lastly wrist extension. In this presentation, I will talk about wrist stretch. Wrist stretch can be done both in flexion and extension. For flexion, the patient should hold his/her arm out straight without bending elbow and palm should face upward. Now, patient should use another hand to hold the fingers of outstretched hand and bend it towards the body. Hold that position for 15 seconds and repeat for 3 to 5 times. In case of wrist extension, the stretch is same, only difference is that the palm should face downwards in this case. Hereby, I complete the tennis elbow condition. Second is golfer's elbow. Golfer's elbow is most of the time similar to tennis elbow. Only difference is that it occurs in case of medial epicondyle rather than lateral epicondyle. So here occurs the inflammation of the tendons of common flexor origin. Anatomy behind it: medial epicondyle is the bony bump which is present on the inside of humerus bone. It is also known as common flexor origin because most of the muscle responsible for flexing our wrist and fingers originates from here. Example are flexor carpi radialis, flexor carpi ulnaris, palmaris longus. They all combine to and with the help of common flexor tendon to the medial epicondyle. Inflammation of this tendon is what gives it the name medial epicondylitis. Causes: as the name suggests, the first and foremost cause is playing golf. Other causes are like throwing, chopping wood with an axe, running a chainsaw. Then age, it can occur in all the ages, but most commonly it affects the 40 to 60-year age people. Then what are the symptoms? Symptoms are tenderness and pain on the medial side of the elbow. Usually it starts at the medial epicondyle, but it may spread to forearm also. There is pain whenever bending, twisting, grasping occurs. Now treatment is similar to that of lateral epicondylitis. First they give NSAIDs and also steroidal injections. Now physical therapy treatment, it is again given in two types: modalities and prescribing exercises. Modalities which are used are as follows. First is cryotherapy, given for 20 minutes for 2 to 3 days every 3 to 4 hours. Second is laser. Laser is given with the energy density 1 joule per centimeter square. Third is ultrasound. Ultrasound is given in the continuous mode for 5 to 8 minutes with the intensity of 1 watt per centimeter square. Now, exercise which are prescribed: wrist range of motion, wrist stretch, pronation and supination of the forearm, wrist flexion exercises, wrist extension exercises, wrist radial deviation strengthening, forearm pronation and supination strengthening, and elbow wrist extension and flexion. Here in this presentation, I will talk about resisted wrist flexion, how to perform this exercise. The patient should place forearm on table with hand hanging over the edge and palm should face upward. Patient should slowly lower down his or her hand with holding weight, then raise it back to original position. He or she should perform 1 to 3 sets of 15 repetitions. It is similar in case of resisted wrist extension also. Only difference is that now the patient should face palm downwards rather than facing upwards. So hereby I complete the second condition, that is golfer's elbow. Third and last condition, student's elbow. Student's elbow, also known as olecranon bursitis, Baker's bursitis, elbow bursitis. It is the inflammation of the olecranon process of ulna. Anatomy behind it: olecranon process is the process of ulna which fits perfectly into the olecranon fossa present on the posterior surface of humerus bone whenever there is full extension. In between the olecranon process, there is olecranon bursa. Olecranon bursa protects the olecranon process from any kind of friction. What exactly is bursa? Bursa is a soft bag of fluid which is found in joints in between tendons and bones to prevent the friction and to do the lubrication. Now, inflammation or bleeding of this bursa is what known as olecranon bursitis or student's elbow. Causes are mild but repetitive injury, like students. Here I have shown you the example: irritation over the elbow after a long time, like after a medical student is camping for an exam, will cause inflammation of the elbow bursa. Other condition are arthritis, infection of bursa, like in case of diabetes. Idiopathic causes: repetitive elbow movements. Now symptoms are the pain around the back of elbow, swelling over the tip of elbow, and there is limited range of motion. Treatment: the treatment given is as follows: NSAIDs are given, then steroidal injections are also given, then a needle is inserted in the olecranon bursa to drain out the blood or any inflammatory part that is present there. Now we can give physical therapy for treating olecranon bursitis. Physical therapy is again given in two types. First through modalities, second through prescribing exercises. Modalities, the ice is given for 20 minutes after every few hours for 3 to 4 days. Second is heat therapy. Warm water is used, which is applied on the area of inflammation. Then exercises. Exercises are like pronation, supination, stretch, or by doing the wrist flexion extension stretch. I will tell you how to perform pronation, supination, stretch in this presentation. The patient should flex his elbow at 90 degree and make a fist, then turn the forearm back and forth in case of each direction. He or she should hold it for 6 seconds and repeat for 8 to 12 minutes, 8 to 12 times. So hereby I'm completing the third and last condition of my presentation, olecranon bursitis. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation.